Are you tired of feeling stuck with your current artifact builds? Imagine effortlessly dominating high-level content because you know the optimized combinations and detailed knowledge about each artifact. This video isn't just about showing you cool artifacts, it's about unlocking a significant advantage that will completely transform your Destiny Rising gameplay. Through detailed ability and artifact weapon interactions, you can create builds that are unique, effective, and perfectly fit your own personal playstyle so the next time you're playing with people, you won't be embarrassed. To understand these interactions better, we need to understand the most basic interactions between artifacts and abilities. Let's start off with Wolf Strike ability and the artifact Healing Veil. The Healing Veil artifact instantly restores 16% health when using a movement ability. A movement ability is any ability that moves a character forward. Another example of a movement ability would be Ningfei's Slam. So when using Wolf's Strike ability, it will heal Wolf for 16% of his health. You can look at this even deeper and take Wolf's first talent tree perk into effect, and it's healing 16% through the artifact, and with the talent tree perk, he's receiving an overshield when using Wolf's Strike, creating your chances of surviving even better. Now, let's look at something a little more complicated. This will take multiple artifacts, weapons, and abilities into effect and grant perfect synergy with the character's weapons, abilities, and artifacts. With Estella, having the Rampaging Precision equipped, you gain an extra 40% more damage after reload. This plays into her Corruption buildup, which allows you to summon more, and with the artifact Siphoning Pact that grants health upon killing the combatant that was assisted by your summon, as well as the Rampaging Pact artifact, which gives a 33% damage buff when using a summon, along with the Resolute Mutation artifact generating damage resistance upon weapon and ability hits. These artifacts grant damage buffs, damage resistance, and healing, all from just using the character normally. This creates a character that is able to survive in higher level content with ease, and the ability to dish out damage with no problem. Let's take a little break from the artifact breakdown so I can show you methods of getting all the artifacts you need and where to get the best detailed description of each artifact easily. On my channel, I have a video where I give a guide on how to farm exotic artifacts, making creating your builds even easier. When I'm creating my character builds, I just need to know what each artifact does. I use game8.co. Just search Destiny Rising in the search bar and you can find all the guides you need, recommended builds for each character, and what artifacts work best with each character. Along with this, you could just use Destiny Rising's own descriptions and their own recommendations for each artifact. But I personally like using Game8 Co because it's easier to search for them and I don't have to go into the collections tab. Alright, one more artifact synergy that is probably the best for survivability, the Ring of Abundance artifact. Pair that with any ability or action that grants overshield and self-healing, creates crazy effects. The Ring of Abundance artifact increases the potency of self-healing or overshield by 48%, generating tons of health and crazy amounts of survivability in higher end content. This artifact was so broken, they banned Gwen from using it because it would give around 4,000 overshield just from one ability. You can easily pair this with Wolf, with the Healing Veil artifact, Wolf Strike, and Wolf's first talent tree, granting large amounts of healing and overshield quickly. This is my personal favorite combination when it comes to artifacts, and as I have used this artifact myself in multiple builds and believe it is the best artifact in the game, and it's not even close. Now, let's move on to some things to avoid when creating your builds. These mistakes could lead to massive blunders in the basic functionality of your build and hinder your ability to perform in high-level content. This entire video is about how to make your builds the best they possibly can through your knowledge of all the artifacts and how they interact with each other. My goal in this segment is to give you knowledge of multiple artifact ability and weapon combinations to avoid conflicting mechanics between them that can reduce your ability to perform the best of your ability. When using Pearson or precision characters such as Atal, Tantu, and Umeko, never equip the Jolted Transit artifact. When Jolted Transit is equipped, you do minus 20% precision damage and plus 37 body shot damage. This greatly restrains the ability of your characters with the precision weapons, as precision weapons have a massive precision hit damage multiplier, and you do not want to lower your precision damage as it would lower your overall damage to enemies. Jolted Transit would be a good artifact for characters such as Jolder or Finala, as they use swords and cannot do precision damage. Now that I've given you guys some good synergies, stuff to look for, and I've given you some bad synergies and some things to avoid, we're going to make a build for Wolf, and I'm going to take you through my process. The main things we are looking for are healing, overshield, weapon damage, ability damage. That is the main 4 points that I'm looking for. And right off the bat, we're just going to go with Ring of Abundance. I mentioned this in the video. It's amazing. We can move on to our second perk. And what I'm looking for is anything that will give me healing, as I want to increase the effect of my talent tree and my first artifact. So we're gonna look for here we go. When shield is broken, you can that's more overshield. We already have enough overshield. We could go for some more survivability with inverted tenacity. So when we're low health, we gain um, a damage resistance buff. But the obvious choice here is Healing Veil, as whenever we use our Wolf Strike ability, we get Overshield. Ring of Abundance is just going to increase that healing and Overshield gained. So that's 2 points down that we already have. We have the healing and we have the Overshield. Now we need to look for ability damage. So I'm going to filter. I'm going to go to abilities. Cast an ability against 6.3 damage bonus for 10 seconds. That's great for the damage buff that we want. So I'm going to go with that. And now, slot 4, we are looking for ability damage. So let's go to Rapid Fire. That's more damage. That's more weapon damage. So we're not going to go with that. Let's go back to abilities. Check out this one. Casting Signatures abilities. That's more damage buff. And here we go. Damaging enemy targets within a 15-meter radius against 1.4% signature ability damage bonus for 10 seconds. This stacks up to 10 times. This will increase our ability damage. This is great for Wolf. So I just wanted to take you guys through my process and how I go through the artifacts and what I look for. I try to have a baseline for what I want, and then I go out and get the artifacts, and then I upgrade them, and then you can always refine them to get better stats, increase your power. It's a whole process. So I just wanted to give you my insight on how I do it in the actual game.